Hello everyone, Spencer here, also known as Screen Speak. In today's video, this is my SpongeBob Films ranked video. So without further ado, let's rank. Alright, so this is a video for the new year, but last Christmas, just about a couple-ish weeks ago, like 2 or 3 weeks ago, maybe 6-7 weeks ago, if that's still a thing in 2026, we'll leave it at that. But we're ranking the 6 SpongeBob. There's 4 official SpongeBob with 2 spin-off films. They're not as widely received, but again, I want to stress enough that this is my list, just my list, so let me know what your list of the 6 official SpongeBob movies are in the comments below. By the way, I've seen some random lists on TikTok of ranking these SpongeBob movies, and people put the Christmas episode in there. I'm like, guys, this is a 22-minute episode, not a movie, so don't know what that's about. Again, Truth or Square is a 60-minute special. It's still a special. It ain't a movie. It didn't get released in movie theaters, so I don't know what that's about either. So these are the 6 movies ranked. So let's kick things off with the worst one made. The first one that came out on Netflix, Saving Bikini Bottom, a Sandy Cheeks movie. The Sandy Cheeks movie. I don't know what this is. I don't regret anything that I watched it, kind of, but like, there's just making a bad movie. There's, you know, bad movies. For instance, I like Spy Kids 3. There's some enjoyment to that. There's some enjoyment to that. Even with good actors in this. And I love the SpongeBob cast. I'm like, what happened? I didn't need... By the way, I forgot. I can't tell you. Oh, no, I remember now. As I was saying it, there was Johnny Knoxville, who plays Randy, Sandy's brother. He was already in SpongeBob as like this the guy called Extreme Sports. The name of the episode was called Extreme Spots, but misinterpreted by SpongeBob and Patrick like, oh, it's Extreme Spots. So it's Extreme Sports where they're doing like these dangerous sports. All right, I think that's funny because Johnny Knoxville does dangerous stuff in real life. And then he's just playing Sandy's brother, like, what are we doing? And we have this dumb, like, ridiculously stupid villain turn in, I don't even know what her name is. Whoever's the villain. She rips off her clothes and is, like, a half robot. What? And wants to steal Bikini Bottom. The animation, I'll talk about it with another movie on this list, but the animation here is so cheesy and stupidly bad that even as a SpongeBob fan, I'm just kind of like, what am I watching right now? None of this is good, and it's not rewatchable. But I watched it to see what the quote-unquote hype was about. Like, when it came out, I was like, oh, a Sandy Cheeks movie. Of course I'll watch this. And I'm never watching it again. And funny enough, as a big SpongeBob fan I am, like, this is something I'm like, got kids, please don't watch it. Like, I showed to my kids, like, don't. I would show my kids SpongeBob content, but not this. Moving right along to that, number 5 is something I'm a little mixed on, but just kind of really weird. SpongeBob Sponge on the Run. And this came out at a really interesting time and a really bad time during the, I don't want to say this word, but during the pandemic. I'm going to say the C word, but I don't know if YouTube allows that, so I don't want that. During the pandemic, we got this. Unfortunately, I was super excited to see this in theaters because they were like it was like the time of the first Sonic the Hedgehog, and I went to see Birds of Prey, and then like I saw like posters for Onward and this movie, and I was like, oh great, a new SpongeBob movie. And then the pandemic happened, and we were stuck indoors, and then they released this. The way I saw this was a bootleg cut on YouTube. It was a version of the movie that was supposed to be released on Netflix, but a bootleg on YouTube. And then it got pulled from Netflix, and then the bootleg that I watched got pulled off of YouTube the day after I watched it. And it's half-baked, like, Camp Coral origin story, which I never watched that show. And like we're doing at the end here, we have like Keanu Reeves' tumbleweed role, a Snoop Dogg celebrity cameo rap session, for whatever reason. I don't think that's good at all. And at the end, with the Camp Coral origin story, like backstory, exposition story, whatever, we have this like trial where SpongeBob is in court explaining this backstory. This is an idea for a movie, like a SpongeBob movie. I don't know. It's like, hey, do you remember the B movie? Well, let's do it with SpongeBob. Let's take him to court. Like, what? All right. There's some funny jokes here. Some people like the animation. I don't half mind it. It kind of goes along with another animation style that's similar to another movie, one on the list, but I just don't, as a SpongeBob fan, go, yeah, SpongeBob run. Oh, and another thing, two things. Poseidon kidnaps Gary, which is like a feature-length film of Gary Come Home, episodes from season 4, that is great. I don't mind that episode, but like, wait, we're doing this again? We're going on a road trip, so it's like the first movie combined with Gary Gary Come Home, Have You Seen the Snail, and Poseidon, who's voiced by Matt Berry, who does another role in the SpongeBob movie, who I like better. And then when Poseidon's all like, oh, I'm sad, he just unveils that he's fat and had like extensions in his hair or something. I don't know. But what? This is supposed to be emotional, charming? What? I don't know. So it's like Saving Bikini Bottom is low, and then this is like a step up, but like I still don't like either of these. So moving on to the next Netflix SpongeBob film, which I still don't quite understand why they put it on Netflix when SpongeBob is a Paramount company. Nickelodeon's on Paramount, but I don't know. Maybe there's rights. I don't know what the rights are to these two movies. But a step up above Sponge on the Run is the Plankton movie. Now, when I watched this, or when I heard about this, I was like, oh god, are they really doing this? They're just gonna like repeat Sandy. And then I heard, I don't know if I heard reviews, but then I watched the trailer and I went, okay, I might have to watch this. Then when I did watch it for the first time, I went, oh, they went for this. I've heard criticisms because people just think that the dialogues and the animations, but I don't think that this is the highest quality SpongeBob movie. I think that Sponge on the Run has higher quality because it was supposed to be released in theaters. But for the story of the Plankton movie, I can ignore how bad the animation looks because it's still bad, but I think Sandy is a little tiny bit worse. Just because of when they go on land, it makes it look even worse. But for Plankton, with the Gal Pals, Evil Karen, her song's amazing, and the Jerk song is kind of fire. The first song where Plankton spelling out his name is so good. I just feel like this movie has SpongeBob vibes written all over it for the story of Plankton. And funny enough, when this movie ended, and it's going through the credits, it said Mr. Lawrence wrote this movie. And I really felt that. I really felt like this was all Plankton, Mr. Lawrence, who voices Plankton, just had his sprinkle of taste all over it. So I quite liked it. So, and I watched this again in preparation for the next one on the list here, but I don't feel like this is one that I would rewatch again by myself. If a friend said, hey, is this something you recommend? I'm like, yeah, like let's watch this. So going into the top 3 here, the Plankton movie is not one that I rewatch again. Like the bottom 2 are just never again, and this one is like I rewatch this with a friend. I wouldn't rewatch the bottom 2 with anyone, myself or anyone. But Plankton is one that it's fine, but with a friend, definitely. All right, getting along to the top 3 here. SpongeBob, the SpongeBob movie Search for SquarePants. What a treat this was. And I'm sorry, sue me when I say that I like this movie. I think that this movie, get a lot of hate for saying this, this movie made me go, just continue SpongeBob. Just continue SpongeBob. It really tapped into my childhood, made, frankly, like the first 2, made me reminisce about going to the theater and watching the second one in theaters, and I went, yes. It brought back the background music from the show that I love. It brought back a little bit of charm, and it told me something. You know, I am a hater when it comes to not now I am. Not the entire franchise, but this Despicable Me franchise. Despicable Me 4 did super, I understand it's a kids movie, but just these TikTok plot lines, joke after joke after joke. Again, it could be funny, but we never had time to breathe in Despicable Me 4. For me, it feels like. For other people, maybe less so. But this movie felt like it had a story to tell for the SpongeBob universe, or universe, franchise, whatever. And with the Flying Dutchman, listen, there's a couple of things here. I like the Flying Dutchman story better than what they did with Sponge on the Run, just all around. Feels more, we're bringing it back. Like I said, the background music, Flying Dutchman, a character that we know and love. Again, I love Mark Hamill as Flying Dutchman. Why is it not the original guy? I don't know. But at least we have the Flying Dutchman character there. And when he's on land, this is something that works for me way more than Sandy Cheeks and Sponge on the Run. We don't have celebrity cameos. We have Ice Spice there doing the song. It's, in my opinion, kind of a catchy song. It's stupid repetitive, but it's a kind of a catchy song, in my opinion. We get Mark Hamill, Ice Spice as her own animated character. We don't actually see her. We don't see George Lopez. He's J.K. Fishlips. So it's not a celebrity-based movie, which I really like. We get Mark Hamill in the makeup for Flying Dutchman, but it's not like, look, there's Mark Hamill. We know it's him, but kids kind of won't. So that's also a vibe that I like for this movie, an element that I like from this movie, that we don't, it's not like SpongeBob the celebrity movie. If you want to watch that, we got Sandy and, well, kind of Sandy. But celebrity cameos is in Sponge on the Run, which is just, in my opinion, atrocious. So a lot of charm and the vibe I like from the classic era SpongeBob in this movie. Flying Dutchman is a treat to see again. And I told my dad, I said, once this movie comes out on Paramount Plus, I am watching this again with you. I went and checked this out because I really wanted to see it. But I told my dad, this is a treat to watch, so I like this a lot. I wish that we had a SpongeBob movie with the Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy, but this next movie was in honor of when Mermaid Man passed away. Ernest Borgnine? Ernest Cline is, sorry, I'm thinking of Ready Player One. Ernest Borgnine died. Second movie on this list is Sponge on the Run. But again, I think this whole superhero movie was based upon Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy a little bit, but this one for me, this second one and the top one, are like, gosh, how do you, if you ask me which day of the week, what SpongeBob movie do you like more? Sorry, I just am in the mood for this one. I'm in the mood for Sponge Out of Water. But the first one, you can't go wrong with. You already know. But Sponge on the Run Sponge on the Run. Sorry, it has Sponge in the middle. It's Sponge Out of Water. It has so much elements of movie genres to me that, I eat this up every chance I get. First off, you have Burger Beat by Antonio Banderas. How could you go wrong with that as a SpongeBob villain? And then you have the food fight scene going to a apocalyptic wasteland, to a time travel scene, to the superhero, and then we're on land. We're doing the land scene for 5 minutes. And then we have the superhero scene for 5 to 10 minutes. It's just a beauty of movie genres rolled into one. And I love this. We get, again, with the time travel stuff, we get a Swetosaurus Rex in there. I love this all. And the music by John Debney brings this film together. And John Debney came back to do SpongeBob Search for SquarePants, which, the SpongeBob background music and John Debney and Search for SquarePants was great stuff in my opinion. And John Debney and Sponge Out of Water it's just a class. It's like after the second one, after the original movie, this is peak SpongeBob cinema. And I love all these top three SpongeBob picks. But all of that said, of what I just said, Sponge Out of Water comes in at number 2. But it's so good to rewatch. As a SpongeBob fan, I love it so much, and I wish I could agree with it with more people. I think there are. I've seen people on TikTok go, "This is the second best," and other people "This is the best." I'm like, it's so challenging to figure it out. But this one, the original, 2004, the year I was born, the SpongeBob SquarePants movie comes in at number 1. Now, like I said, it's challenging to figure out what I like more. But again, the whole King Neptune storyline. Come on. I don't know what it was when they went, Sponge on the run, we need Poseidon. Was it because we did Neptune already? And let me ask you, what your favorite version of Neptune is in the comments below. You know what I want to do? I want to rewatch the Neptune episodes and then the movie, but like I don't know. I just, he's more buff in the series, and then he's just like different. But I like his evil presence. Not evil, but like his anger in the movie. It really brings a vibe to me, and I always love doing the voices of SpongeBob and going from like SpongeBob to Neptune to Mr. Krabs. It's like the vibe there in that one scene, like, my crown is in Shell City, and he's like, ball. All the memes are there. The tenseness is there with Dennis, the Cyclops. You get David Hasselhoff, and that's the thing though. The comedy with David Hasselhoff is a treat when you're not expecting it, and it works way better, in my opinion, than say Keanu Reeves. Even though I love Keanu Reeves, and way better than whatever half robot lady was in Saving Bikini Bottom, Sandy movie. So all around, the memes, the jokes, the music, all of it. Now that we're men, and we get the best day ever before it was in the episode, and Ocean Man, all that sort of stuff. Again, the music in this one, Sponge Out of Water and Search for SquarePants, worked for me in equally and in different ways in each of those movies. But the SpongeBob SquarePants movie, and looking at the poster here, what I've shown on screen, is so great. Like this one and the second one have great posters, but like with the first one with the life preserver, golden. And I love what Steven Hillenburg did with this movie. And he came back on the Sponge Out of Water to work, like I said, work on it, but get it finished. And as I said with Search for SquarePants, like, keep this going. I just want to see if they can keep this going, because I know that there's some good episodes to this day. Like, one of them being A Fish Called Sandy. Like, I heard that was great. I checked it out. It was really good. And I want to see just if it can keep doing well. So that's my list for the 6 official SpongeBob movies. Let me know what you think of this list, and if you agree, if you would change it up. Let me know what you think of the SpongeBob franchise in general. Is it still going strong? Is it not for you anymore? I'm down to clown to see what they do with it. So let me know what you think of this list and other sorts of things of the SpongeBob franchise. Thanks for watching this list. Stay tuned for more lists and content in the future. And as always, guys, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, follow me. Don't forget to keep calm and watch the screen. Peace out, everyone.